As yesterday when we were talking, you were debating whether Pav was going to be okay to play today. Is that where you're leaning towards with him?
Yeah, he seems like talking with the medical staff this morning. He's ready to go tonight. So unless something happens in warm up, he's good to go.
What's a challenge in facing a team that has had quite a lengthy break here, more so than we have had?
Yeah, I mean it's not so much about them. We've already played a game and in general liked our game. So it's just a matter for us to build on that last game. I mean, as far as them, it is a long break, but for us, it doesn't change anything. At the start of the game, we want to be jumping, and it doesn't matter if the other team was on a long break or not.
What are the main elements from the last game that can be successful against this team in Ottawa?
I think our track and hunt, how we got above pucks. I mean, we knew that Toronto was a very dangerous team off the rush, and obviously in the offensive zone as well. So we wanted to make sure that we had numbers on the defensive side of the puck. And for the most part, if you look at the game in general, we only gave up one odd man rush, so that was real positive. And again, a different opponent, but that shouldn't change in our game.
I know you say it's not too much about them, but just is there a benefit in playing a team that's been rested like this because they come out with some slow legs, take them a little bit to get going?
I mean, you can say that, or you can say they're going to be hungry and ready to go. They're, looking forward to play a game. So you don't know. I guess we'll find out after the first five. But that's why it's so important for us to be ready from the get-go. There's some games where, if I go back a week ago, we weren't ready in the first period. We didn't like our first period, and then we played catch-up hockey. So that's not what we want, and that's why I say I'd rather focus on our team and make sure we're ready to go. Try to grab the lead as much as possible, but at least feel good about our game in the first 5 to 10 minutes.
What did you see from this team in that first meeting back a month ago?
They're a hard-working team. They have Shabbat on D that's going to log a lot of minutes, so we're going to make sure we pay attention to him. But in general, they play the game the right way. Just talked about our attention to detail on the defensive side of the puck. They do a good job. I mean, they have people, they have players. They're coming back, they track, they make you earn your ice, and that's what we noticed last game. And watching their last few games, I mean, they haven't changed as far as that style of play. So we got to be ready to match that. They're a hard-working team, so are we, and that's going to be the message.
And then just going back to Pat for a second, what is that relief that this was a pretty short-term thing and he's feeling better already?
Yeah, it was never in doubt that it was just short-term, but it's nice to have a player like him back in the lineup, especially with the way he played last game against Chicago. He's... Again, Pav is always about consistency in his game, so he had a really good game against Chicago. Unfortunately, he couldn't play last game, but if he can bring that same game again and make it 2 in a row, that's what definitely we're looking for. So it's nice to have him in the lineup. With Pav, he plays at center, he plays penalty kill, power play, he can play on the wing, so it's a nice asset for us.
Perhaps consistency is the same thing revolving around Jesper Bratt. How critical, in light of the trade of Taylor Hall, is it for the Devils to find out what Jesper Bratt is really about? Because there's a need in this organization for wing, and he has some elements, but you need to see him. So just discuss the critical nature of this.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is for our team, for our organization, but also for Jesper. I mean, he's I wouldn't say crossing roads, but I mean, for him, he's got to take that next step. I mean, like you said, Taylor Hall's gone. There's a huge opportunity on that left side. He definitely done a good job the last couple of games, but we mentioned that before. It's about consistency with Jesper as well. So that's what we're going to look at tonight. There's no guarantee. I mean, the situation we're in, a guy's going to have to earn those opportunities and being able to play in those positions. And so far, you got to give it to Jesper. He's answered the bell and he's done a good job.
Will Rooney come out? Rooney come out for Pav?
Yeah, as of now, yes. Rooney will, just for line combinations for us, and with Pav coming off a really strong game against Chicago where he played center most of the game, that's where we'd like to start him. So as far as our lineup, that's how we addressed it.
When you have someone like Shabbat who plays, 38 minutes a night, which is extraordinary, what is that challenge knowing that he's not just going to go up against your best lines, he could possibly be up against every single line?
Yeah, I mean, you have a player that plays that much, he definitely has a huge impact on the game. So for us, I mean, there's no secret. You got to slow him down. When you have a chance to finish a check on him, that's the one way to slow him down. And again, our transition to defense with a guy like that on the ice, we know he's going to be up in the play all the time. He's an offensive threat every time he's on the ice, so we got to be aware of him. But he's a good defenseman. There'll be a game plan in place versus Ottawa. It's not just all about Shabbat, but he's definitely someone we got to pay attention to.
Right now, Blackwood's on pace for 56 starts at this point. Have you guys identified a number that's too much or maybe just right for him by season's end?
I'd be lying if I said we did. You know, right now we're just looking more at the short term. You can see the goaltending situation been in limbo a little bit here lately, with Domingue being hurt, and now getting some games down in Bingo and played really well last night. So Gilles here and had his chance. So right now we're just looking at the short term and see where we're going to go. But Blackie's earned every start he's gotten. He's played well. He's given our team a chance to win every night. And that's what I mean. Where we're at right now, we want to win games, and right now Blackie's giving us a good chance every night. So we're going to ride him.
Maybe a question for Rolly, but is there a point where a goalie gets used to this workload and adapts to it?
Yeah, we talked about it with Rolly, and Rolly feels he's matured a lot in that sense. He feels comfortable. He wants to be the number one guy. He's hungry. He puts in his time, his work. He's committed. So yeah, he's definitely has all the qualities to become that guy.